you put snacks in here?
Yeah. You guys want to get out of here and take some?
Hit it hard.
We're here. You guys look like you're literally about to play basketball.
It looked like a simple day off, a fun golf event, a few laughs, a chance for athletes to unwind. But when Indiana Fever stars Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull showed up not just as participants, but as Caitlin Clark's personal caddies, the message wasn't just for fans. It was a direct and brilliantly executed signal to the Fever's front office. The pictures went viral instantly. The three of them, all in Fever gear, laughing and joking, a perfect image of team chemistry. And while everyone was busy calling it a cute moment, the real play was happening just beneath the surface. This was a public audition. A not-so-subtle reminder that this trio, this vibe, this connection, was something special, something worth protecting. But what seemed like a straightforward plea for a new contract was actually masking a much more complex and high-stakes game. A game involving secret CBA negotiations, rival leagues offering life-changing money, and two players who suddenly found their careers at a massive crossroads. Before we get into the shocking contract secrets and the hidden battle that could decide the Fever's future, if you love deep dives into the real stories behind the sports headlines, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. You won't want to miss what we're uncovering. But to think this is just about a photo op would be a massive mistake. The reason Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull are so desperate to stay in Indiana isn't just because they like hanging out with Caitlin Clark. It's because they're the essential and often overlooked ingredients to a championship formula.
The Fever front office realizes the caddy connection belongs back in Indianapolis next season. You know, there's a lot of pomp and circumstance around Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull serving as Caitlin Clark's caddies during that golf event. It shows you the rapport, the chemistry, not to mention that those two can play, right? Lexi Hull has that energy you just can't teach, can shoot the ball, moves without the ball, a glue type of player. Same thing with...
Let's talk about Lexi Hull first. She isn't the player who's going to be the headline on SportsCenter, but she is the player every coach and every superstar loves to have. She's got an engine that doesn't quit, that relentless hustle, the constant movement without the ball, the defensive tenacity. These are things you simply cannot teach. She's the glue that holds stretches of the game together when the flashier plays aren't working. Then there's Sophie Cunningham. If Lexi is a glue, Sophie is a dynamite. She's a proven knockdown shooter from deep. Defenses have to account for her every single second she's on the perimeter. But she's more than just a spot-up shooter. She can put the ball on the floor, make a smart pass, and brings a level of toughness that sets the tone for the entire team. They are not Aaliyah Boston. They are not Kelsey Mitchell, and they certainly aren't Caitlin Clark. But that's exactly what makes them so valuable. They are the perfect high-level role players. And on a team with a generational playmaker like Clark, their specific skills become exponentially more dangerous.
Is that bad?
No, that's good.
Oh no, oh no.
You got it, girl.
Happy Gilmore.
Man down! Man down! He's down! I'm so sorry.
Lexi! Oh!
And that leads us to the single biggest factor working in their favor, the Caitlin Clark effect. It's a real, tangible force in the WNBA. Playing next to a superstar doesn't just mean more wins. It means more visibility, more defensive attention drawn away from you, and more wide-open shots. Sophie Cunningham, in particular, has seen her profile skyrocket since Clark arrived in Indianapolis. She's being asked more questions, featured more in promotional material, and her efficient scoring is now happening on a national stage. She's smart enough to recognize this. In interviews, she hasn't been shy about it. She's called Clark a generational player who elevates everyone. She understands the basic math of her career. Being a key piece in Indiana, with the most talked about rookie in history, is a career accelerator she is unlikely to find anywhere else.
Their association with Caitlin Clark helps them as well. So assuming all things get worked out the way one could see things getting worked out based on the past, both Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull will be back.
Think about it from a purely business standpoint. A player's value isn't just their salary, it's their brand, their marketability. Before this season, Sophie was a known commodity among dedicated WNBA fans, a tough player with a good shot. Now, she's appearing in segments that are seen by millions of casual fans who tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark. That exposure is priceless. It leads to local and national endorsement opportunities, social media growth, and a lasting legacy as part of a historic team. The same goes for Lexi Hull. Her cutting and movement are perfectly suited for a passer like Clark, who can find her in the seams of the defense for easy baskets. This synergy isn't just a bonus, it's a core part of their argument for a new contract.
This is making me nervous.
Cunningham! Yeah, guys, come on! Let's go!
Oh, is that bad?
They aren't just players, they're the optimized supporting cast for the centerpiece of the franchise. They make Caitlin better by providing reliable outlets and space in the floor. And in return, Caitlin makes them better by creating opportunities they've never had before. It's a symbiotic relationship that the Fever would be foolish to break up. To walk away from this perfect storm of talent and timing would be a career misstep, a choice to become a bigger fish in a much smaller pond, sacrificing legacy and relevance for a marginally higher paycheck elsewhere. The Clark effect isn't just a temporary boost, it's a fundamental reshaping of their career trajectories. So, with all this obvious chemistry and mutual benefit, why is their return to the Fever not already a done deal? Why the public campaigning? The answer lies in the shadow hanging over the entire WNBA, the ongoing collective bargaining agreement negotiations. This is the secret, behind-the-scenes war that is freezing all official movement. When Sophie Cunningham is asked directly about her future, she has one consistent, carefully crafted answer. She says it all depends on the CBA. She'll mention that the players are standing strong for what they want. On the surface, it sounds like a diplomatic way to avoid the question, but it's actually a glimpse into a very tense and critical negotiation. The players are fighting for better pay, better travel conditions, better benefits. Essentially, a larger piece of the pie as the league's popularity explodes. We're talking about charter flights, higher salary caps, and improved revenue sharing that truly reflects the value these athletes bring. Until that deal is signed, teams can't officially negotiate contracts or make roster moves. So, Sophie's answer isn't just a deflection, it's the truth. There is literally nothing to discuss until the larger battle between the league and its players is resolved. This quiet period, where no news is coming out, is actually the most dangerous time. It's when players and agents are quietly exploring their options, and when rival leagues can swoop in with offers that could change everything. The silence is deceptive. Beneath the surface, there's a frantic game of brinksmanship. The players know the league is gaining unprecedented momentum, and they want to ensure they are not left behind. The owners, meanwhile, are weighing the cost of investing more heavily against the potential for long-term growth. For a player like Sophie, this stalemate is a form of professional limbo. She knows what she wants to do, but the entire system is paused, waiting for a resolution that will define the financial landscape of the WNBA for years to come. Her future is directly tied to an outcome she doesn't fully control. And that's exactly what started to happen. In a moment that sent shockwaves through informed circles, Sophie Cunningham was asked about Project B, the new, well-funded league that has been making headlines by targeting WNBA talent. Her response was far from a dismissal. She essentially said that if someone is going to offer you a multi-million-dollar deal, you'd be crazy not to consider it. Think about the weight of that statement. This isn't a player committed to the WNBA at all costs. This is a professional athlete with a limited earning window, openly acknowledging that her loyalty has a price. And that price is financial security that the WNBA, in its current state, may not be able to match. Project B seems aimed at established veterans, players who want one last massive payday before retirement. Another league, unrivaled, is targeting younger, rising stars, offering them a different platform and additional income. This creates an unprecedented external pressure on the WNBA. For the first time, there are viable, well-funded alternatives that can realistically compete for top-tier talent. Sophie's comment was a shot across the bow. It was a message to the Fever and the WNBA. I want to stay, but you need to make it worth my while because I do have other options. This single interview transformed the situation from a simple contract renewal into a high-stakes bidding war that hasn't even officially begun. It's a powerful leverage play. By even mentioning Project B, she signals to Indiana that the status quo isn't good enough. She's putting the front office on notice that they cannot lowball her, that they cannot take her loyalty for granted. The existence of these rival leagues fundamentally shifts the power dynamic in favor of the players. It introduces a variable that didn't exist a few years ago, forcing WNBA teams to be more aggressive and more creative in how they retain their core talent. It's no longer just about basketball fit. It's a pure economic decision. Yet, despite the allure of rival leagues and the uncertainty of the CBA, the Indiana Fever still hold almost all the cards, and they know it. Let's break down the cold, hard mechanics of their contracts. Lexi will be a restricted free agent. This is a crucial distinction. It means the Fever have the right to match any offer sheet she signs with another team, unless a team comes with an absolutely insane, over-the-top contract, one that would cripple their own salary cap. Lexi is going nowhere. The Fever can simply say, "We'll match that," and she remains in Indiana. This gives them tremendous control over her destiny. For Sophie Cunningham, the situation is different, but the incentives are even more powerful. She has seen her game and her marketability improve in Indiana. She's become a fan favorite, a key part of the team's identity. Leaving now, just as the team is on the cusp of true contention, would be a monumental career risk. She'd be going from a perfect role on a rising team to being just another player on a different roster. The Fever's social media team isn't stupid. They flooded their channels with those golf pictures for a reason. They are telling their own front office and the fans that this trio is a future. They are marketing the chemistry as a product in itself, and it's working. The front office understands that while individual talent wins games, this kind of chemistry wins championships. Furthermore, the organization holds a psychological advantage. They can offer something no rival league currently can: the chance to compete for a WNBA title, to play in the most watched games in the sport, and to be part of a lasting legacy. Project B might offer money, but can it offer a parade in downtown Indianapolis? Can it offer a championship ring? For competitors like Sophie and Lexi, that intangible reward, the glory of winning at the absolute highest level, carries a weight that is difficult to put a price on. The Fever's secret weapon isn't just a contract clause. It's a powerful allure of legacy. So, what are the Fever actually building towards? Imagine this lineup for a moment. Caitlin Clark bringing the ball up the court. Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi spacing the floor in the corners. Sophie Cunningham lurking on the wing, ready to fire. And Aaliyah Boston in the post. This is a nightmare for any defense to cover. They would be super fast, able to push the pace, and with 5 legitimate scoring threats on the floor, there are no hiding spots for opponents. Clark's historic passing would pick apart defenses that are stretched to their absolute limit. This lineup might not be able to play 40 minutes a game, but in crucial, high-scoring stretches, it could be utterly unstoppable. But let's go beyond the surface and really break down why the specific combination is so terrifying. Think about the defensive assignments. The opponent's point guard is already exhausted from chasing Caitlin Clark around a maze of screens. Their shooting guard is terrified of leaving Kelsey Mitchell, a proven volume scorer, even for a second. Their small forward is stuck in a no-win situation. Sag off Lexi to help on a Clark drive, and with her improved and confident shot, will make them pay immediately. Meanwhile, on the opposite wing, Sophie Cunningham is a vortex of defensive attention. Her defender cannot, under any circumstances, help off her because of her lethal, quick-release three-point shot. And in the paint, Aaliyah Boston has a one-on-one matchup with a center who is completely isolated because no one can afford to double-team her. If they do, Clark will find the open player for a wide-open three every single time. This is the beautiful chaos that Clark creates. She is the engine, but Cunningham and are the high-octane fuel that makes the entire system explode. This isn't just about offense, either. Defensively, this group has incredible switchability. Hull's length and tenacity allow her to guard multiple positions. Cunningham's physical toughness lets her body up against bigger wings. Clark's size for her position causes matchup problems for smaller guards, and Boston is a defensive anchor protecting the rim. They can seamlessly switch on screens without creating catastrophic mismatches, disrupting the offensive flow of their opponents. Now, imagine a late-game scenario. The Fever are down by 2 with 90 seconds on the clock. They inbound the ball to Clark. The defense is scrambling, communicating frantically, trying to decide what poison to pick. Do they blitz Clark with a double team? If they do, she immediately hits Boston at the free throw line, who now has a 4-on-3 advantage to either score or kick to a corner shooter. Do they play it straight? Clark uses a high screen from Boston, and now the defender is trailing the play. The help defender, terrified of the drive, takes one step too many into the paint, and Clark whips a no-look pass to a waiting Sophie Cunningham on the wing. Swish, the lead changes. This is a potential that the Fever are protecting. This is why letting Sophie or Lexi walk would be seen as a catastrophic failure. They aren't just roster spots 10 and 11. They are the key components to unlocking the team's most lethal offensive weaponry. Replacing them wouldn't just be about finding another player who can shoot. It would be about finding someone who understands the nuanced timing, the unspoken communication, and the specific chemistry required to thrive in this ecosystem. It would be about finding players who have already built that trust with the franchise cornerstone. The golf outing wasn't just about friendship. It was a preview of an on-court strategy that the Fever have only begun to unveil. It was a symbol of a unit that understands its collective power, a group that knows their individual success is inextricably linked. Dismantling this now would be like stopping a scientific experiment, right as it's about to yield a groundbreaking discovery. The Fever aren't just building a team. They are assembling a perfectly synchronized machine, and Cunningham and Hull are not just parts. They are essential cogs without which the entire apparatus risks breaking down. The vision is clear, a championship built on the foundation of unparalleled chemistry and strategic firepower. When you piece it all together, the undeniable chemistry, the perfect on-court fit, the contract leverage the Fever hold, and the sheer career logic of staying with generational talent, the conclusion becomes inescapable. Barring a completely unforeseen blockbuster offer from a rival league that the Fever can't or won't match, Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull will be back in an Indiana Fever uniform next season. Their public campaigning, the strategic social media posts, and even the nuanced comments about the CBA and other leagues are all part of a sophisticated dance. It's about maintaining their value, showing their commitment, and ensuring that when the CBA is finally signed, the money can start flowing. The Fever's first priority is locking down the supporting cast that makes their superstar truly legendary. The cute golf caddy story was just the beginning. The real story is a masterclass in modern sports business, where chemistry, contracts, and leverage all collide. And for the Indiana Fever, the only smart move is to keep this band together. If this deep dive into the real strategies behind the WNBA open your eyes, let us know in the comments what other behind-the-scenes dramas you want us to expose. And for more content that goes beyond the headlines and uncovers the truth, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss what we cover next.